Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Chris, and today was my lucky day. Well, I guess you could say it was my lucky day. So today was a little rebound in the markets. So luckily, was able to make back a little bit of what I actually lost last week. So that was good. But I had been waiting to get back to the coin shop and take a look at what they had in stock. With all the silver squeeze, I figured the inventory would be low, but I wanted to kind of catch my bearings since I haven't been there in a little while. And when I walked in, or as I was about to walk in, because they buzz you in, I noticed somebody was already in there and there was a box sitting on the counter. So I was like, oh, maybe this dude's either buying or selling. But they buzzed me in, and I heard them asking the guy, "Oh, did you make money on this?" And they said he said, yeah, he did make money on it. So I was like, okay, this guy, I wasn't sure if he bought or sold or if he was asking, but I'm assuming I assumed at the time that he had sold. So I walked up to the showcase to see what was there, and I noticed a few things. So first, right off the bat, they had about 6 10-ounce bars, which for this coin shop's pretty out of the ordinary. Then I also noticed they had a pretty good selection of different kinds of rounds. They had some maples, just some kind of random stuff in there. And then I saw something that I wanted. So I don't like to show right off the bat. You never want to show that you're excited about something that you're going to purchase, because you're putting yourself in the corner with that. But I've always looked for these when I came in, so I usually ask about them, so I'm sure for them it was no surprise. But this guy. So I was able to find something that I personally really like, Royal Canadian Mint Bar. It's a 10-ounce. Royal Canadian Mint, can't go wrong. The bars, I don't know why. Everything with the Royal Canadian Mint is just a win, like across the board. Like, I can't think of anything that I've ever gotten. Even the stuff that Milk spots still is good stuff. So these kind of things, the 10-ounce bars from Royal Canadian Mint, when I saw them in the showcase, like I said, they had some Silvertown, they had some other generics, that kind of thing. And I believe they had just put them in from this guy, from them purchasing them from this guy that had walked in. So when I saw this, I was like, okay, I gotta have that. So I was like, how much for the Royal Canadian Mint Bar? So, I had bought a Silvertown or a Sunshine bar not too long before, and it had cost me, I think, $3.10. That was a while back when spot was a little bit lower. So I was like, okay, it's probably gonna be like $3.20, $3.30. He ended up wanting $3.40 for that bar. So myself, obviously spots below 28, so that's a pretty good size premium on there. But you know what? You don't come across those bars all the time, and no shipping, no anything. So I was like, you know what? They're here, whatever. It's still in the plastic, so I thought it was a good buy. I was like, okay, let me get it. Then I saw there was more than one. So there were actually 3. So I ended up picking up both of the 2 that they had. Again, they're from this dude who just walked in. So it's a pretty good day. Adding 2 10-ounce Royal Canadian Mint Bars to your stock. So right there is what, $700 worth of silver. For what I paid, $680. And that's not cheap. So, it's not like I came out on top, getting that. But like I said, like with the Royal Canadian Mint stuff, the way I see it with that kind of stuff is you pay premium up front, you're going to get some of that premium back. Again, it's those kind of things. The Royal Canadian Mint Bars, even though they are just, bar, it's not like a generic, it's not like the Silvertown bar or the Sunshine where it's like spot. They do command a little bit of premium. I'm not saying that, if I sell it, I'm going to get back what I paid for it, but I know it'll hold its value, and I know there are always buyers for that kind of thing. Anything, like I said, with anything with a following, like Royal Canadian Mint bars or, any of the vintage bars, they always have a they always, carry that premium when you sell them, just like Eagles or anything like that. Eagles obviously have crazy premiums, and, you get some of that back, but not all of it. But yeah, 2 Royal Canadian Mint 10-ounce bars. That's a pretty good come up for me. I mean, I feel pretty satisfied. Like, I picked up a good amount. It's kind of crazy to me. If I think about it, at 30 ounces is almost $1,000. Actually, at the price that I paid for these, that would have been over $1,000. Crazy. I can't even really wrap my head around that 2 years ago we were buying at 30 ounces would have cost you less than 500. So definitely, things have changed, and it's probably going to continue to change. So yeah, you kind of have to find your own way through the stacking venture right now. But this is what I have in front of me, probably a couple $1,000s worth of silver. Actually, definitely a couple $1,000s worth of silver. But it's only a small portion of my stack. Of course, I've got gold, platinum, other stuff. So it just blows my mind that, this accumulation, and it's something that you do over time if you're stacking silver or precious metals. It's the long game. But I felt like that was a pretty good, pickup purchase at the coin shop. Then, after I had gotten my fix with the 2 Royal Canadian Mint bars, I said, let me take a look, at what else is here, just in case this guy brought something that something else, some other treasure. That's when I came upon these. So, 1 ounce Engelhard bars. I know Engelhard has a big following. I know people are charging an arm and a leg for them. They're not the easiest thing to find. I don't think they're exceedingly rare by any means. But there were 6 of them. So I asked the guy, I'm not sure, I know he's seen me plenty of times, and we've talked about different things, but I'm not sure if he thinks I'm a sucker. He might. I don't know. I'm sure they get plenty of everything in there, so I don't expect to stand out. I hope I don't stand out. So I asked him, how much do you want for those? And he's like, well, I literally just bought them. He's like, and I looked them up to see how much they're going for online. And I'm looking at him like, he's going to show me how much they're going for online. Again, as we all know, the price that they're selling, someone's trying to sell them for online doesn't mean that's what they sold for. So I'm like, anyway, he shows me when you Google something and it shows you at the top, whatever someone's trying to sell it for, it shows me that people are trying to sell these for $95 an ounce. I'm like, $95 for this? You want $95 for a 1 ounce silver bar? I mean, I know that they're, they have a following, and, they're not making them anymore, but $95? He's like, I'm probably looking more in the $75 range. I'm like, again, with this kind of stuff, it's like, that they're not the everyday kind of thing, but at the same time, paying double, that's kind of crazy. That's insane. So I asked him, all right, look, I already bought these other ones and I paid a decent premium for them. How about $50 for the Engelhard bar? And he's like, all right. I was like, all right, I'll take 2. So I got 2 of them. So 2 out of the 6 Engelhard 1 ounce bars, I thought briefly about picking up all 6 of them. But honestly, I'm not that huge of a fan of Engelhard. I have 2 10-ounce bars as it is. I think I've done my part as far as collecting the less common silver. But really what I was happy about was picking up these 2 guys, the 2 Royal Canadian Mint bars. Big fan. And over the last 2 weeks, it's kind of been up and down. I've had other things going on, so I haven't been able to visit the coin shop. So I really wanted to make an impact to the stack. So adding 22 ounces, that, I feel good about it. I feel good about making an impact, adding some weight to the stack. Now, could I have asked about the other bars? Again, they had the Silvertown 10-ounce bar. They had some other generic bars there. And I thought about it. Okay, at the end of the day, it's all about how much weight, how much value you're adding to your stack. But again, because these are something that I personally like, I'm willing to pay a little bit more for them. And like I said, in my opinion, I'll be able to see that on the back end. So not too worried about that. But yes, those were my purchases for today. And, I feel good about about precious metals moving forward. Like I mentioned yesterday, that whole aspect of if precious metals really reflected their true value, that it would be in the thousands of dollars, or whatever they say gold is supposed to be and silver is supposed to be, that it would be tens of thousands of dollars. I don't think that would actually be a good thing. I mean, obviously it'd be good for us as stackers because we could go ahead and trade that in for fiat and then purchase other assets with it. So yeah, if it changed overnight, that would be a good thing for us. But I think there would be unintended consequences there. And I think, like I said, when Glenn mentioned yesterday about maybe the metals markets are purposely rigged because the negative economic impact of high precious metals prices would affect everything, I kind of thought about it in the same way as fuel and like other things like that. Like, yeah, you know what? That's true, because there are so many things that are made, especially electronics, things like that, industrial stuff, that are made with precious metals. Not so much gold, more silver, more copper, other stuff like that. Not that copper would quote unquote be a precious metal, but it's still a valuable metal, an industrial metal. And if it really reflected the true price, that may become a problem. And I know, like I said, I had never thought of it that way. But as a few of you mentioned, at the end of the day, these guys are all out there to make money, and they're making money off of you and I. It is what it is. At the end of the day, this is our way by stacking to kind of fight the man and preserve that purchasing power. I do believe that, at the end of the day, this kind of thing does keep up with inflation. It is your insurance policy. And even though the price doesn't rise to what maybe some of us would like it to be, it's still, you're doing something when you're doing this. You're not throwing your money away. At the end of the day, in my opinion, you will be getting that value back. Whereas, other things that are more speculative, like crypto, who knows with crypto? I mean, there are a lot of people out there. There are a lot of people with a very good understanding of cryptocurrencies, how they work, what the technology is, what it could be moving forward. And also, again, the things that the government is doing to possibly crack down on that, possibly make sure that they have that market cornered when they come out with their own central bank digital currency. Who knows what's going to happen? I would say that very few people, there are people who probably know exactly what's going to happen, but it's definitely not me. It's probably not you. And so because of that, we're always in the reactionary stage, and that's not a good place to be. So something like this kind of does give you a little bit more power back. And again, like I always say, diversifying into different things is important. It's important to pay attention to your assets and to your liabilities, and to make sure that you're doing what's best for you in the long term, because your life hopefully is going to last a long time, and you need to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. At the same time, like I said, like any day that you can end the day with more money than you did at the beginning of the day, that's a good day. I mean, it can be a few dollars, it could be hundreds of dollars, it could be thousands of dollars, as long as you're constantly making progress. And when I say money, it's not just fiat. This is money. This is actually quote unquote what they call God's money, but it's money. It's purchasing power, it's protection, it's all of those things wrapped into one. And you don't see these kind of things fluctuate as much as other things like, investments or cryptocurrency. I don't consider gold and silver an investment. Some people do. A lot of people that, in my opinion, that are part of the squeeze movement and that kind of thing, they do see it as an investment. I really don't, because I don't see the return there. I don't see you getting rich off gold and silver. Could it happen? Absolutely, it could happen. But that's not the way I treat it. I treat it as a hedge. So I'm happy with the purchases that I made today. I'm happy that I've added some weight to my stack. 20 ounces is a good amount. And like I said, with the Royal Canadian Mint bars, they're good looking bars. And then with these Engelhard bars, like I said, that's a little bit of history there. I feel like they'll command that premium, and that I'll be able to, if I ever liquidate, be able to get my money back, because hopefully it's not in a hurry, so I won't need to panic sell. But that's it for today. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Take care.